Quartzsite, Arizona, Posa North, about 3 miles out. It's so crowded in Quartzsite. You don't want to come to Quartzsite. You'll never find a place to camp. It's just crowded. And I think all the places are all full. I have heard people say that, and it makes sense. If you look at the beginning of all the LTVAs, long-term visitor area, that's an area that the Bureau of Land Management has set aside so people can plunk down for the winter instead of having to move every 2 weeks. You have access to water and to dumps and to trash if you pay a fee. So yeah, here we are in that crowded environment. There's clearly places to camp out here because you can see fire rings, you can see where people have camped before. At a certain point, you cannot get through with a big fifth wheel or a Class A, but you're still, I mean, we're way in, and this is all campable. You'll actually see where we're kind of close to the truck, we're by a big fifth wheel, and you can still go even further and find lots of really crowded spaces like you're looking at. Again, off in the distance is Quartzsite, Arizona. There's that Q Mountain, but this is pretty peaceful when you get this far out. Some people don't like it this far out because it takes longer to get to town for supplies. But if you only have to come to town once every 2 weeks or once every few days, it's kind of nice to be out in the peace and quiet. We enjoy the peace and quiet of the desert. We are not party animals anymore. We are headed back towards that main road that comes out here. There's a few roads that branch off. You can see a camper here and there this far out. But people really like their solitude. And I totally get that. That's kind of what we like too. You can see the washes. There's always more shrubbery and greenery around the washes. And sometimes the washes are hard to get through if you have a fifth wheel. I mean, the off-road Class Bs, the Class Bs, some of the Cs can go pretty far in. So we're coming up on that road, the main road that comes all the way out there, but it also little branches that branch off so people can go find a secluded spot to camp. And if you're going to be this far out, just remember, don't park close to anybody. If you have the space, use it. A lot of people, they're out here for that reason. They want solitude. So don't ruin somebody's day by parking too close. Yes, of course the rules say 15 feet. But the further out you go and the further away campers are from each other, then that's kind of the plan. Don't make sure you have quite a bit of distance between you and them. If you have it. If you don't have the space, then well, you can't. But this far out, just go until you can just barely see your neighbor. That's kind of what people like this far out. I mean, eventually if it fills up, I don't think it will this year, then you get closer and closer and closer. But it does irritate people if you park too close when you don't have to, especially if you're this far out. That's what they want, is serenity, much like the name of our camper. So, like I said, here's your typical road. We're going to come by where we parked the truck to look for rock hounding, look for crystals. But yeah, if you're going to come this far out to camp, find an empty spot. Don't get close to your neighbors. I did drop down in altitude. I think we're down to 50 feet. Just kind of skimming along. Gives you a good look at everything. The truck's right up there in the upper right-hand side of the screen. We could we could camp this far out. This is more of our style when we're not with friends. I mean, we really love where we are now with our friends. But this is good rock hounding, good crystal finding, and just peace and quiet. So this is kind of where this road will end for a fifth wheel. Not quite yet, but you can see it coming up. We're going to turn a corner there and there's a wash. I think we could probably get through that first wash. You see the little dip there? But the second dip, you see this wash. We're not getting through there with the fifth wheel. But all your Class Bs, there's people with a lot of clearance that can get through here. And we're just following it out a bit. And then we're going to turn around, come back. More altitude, more campsites. You can see, sometimes you can see fire rings down there if you look closely. There's a camper down there. We're looking south. I think we can see way off in the distance. Well, there's a few campers there, but I also think that's Posa South, which is another long-term visitor area. That's where the water, the fuels, and the dumps are. Way over there in the background. See that? All those campers. Not the ones that are dispersed, but the ones that are tighter. That's Posa South. So that's another whole long-term visitor area. This is Posa North, long-term visitor area. All right, so I guess we're going to go back now. And thank you for watching this video on how way too crowded Quartzsite is. You might as well just not come. I love dropping down at altitude when you're up at like a couple hundred feet. Drop right down to 50. I just like that shot. And I think, yeah, we're zipping in to see the truck. This was a good place to look for rocks and crystals too. If you go way out there, it's actually very beautiful just to go for a walk in the desert.